Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA Veteran Jared Papazian. Jared, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Jared, you got a fight coming up this Friday for Bama USA at Bad Beat 8. This is fight week. Jared, right now, how crazy are things? You obviously have a weight cut. You've got people, I'm sure, with you fighting at home, hitting you up for tickets. There's media. How crazy is this week for you?
This week's very crazy. I had to do my medicals. I had to get shorts done. I have people hitting me up for tickets. It's pretty hectic, and on top of that, I have some weight to lose. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, during this week, what are some things that you've done or will do to take your mind off the fight? Will you go see a movie? Will you just stay at home and play video games? Will you go hang out with friends?
I'll go to a movie. I'll get a haircut, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, lay back, relax.
Mm-hmm. Now, all the hard work is done, all the hard training is done. This is fight week. So what are you doing to stay sharp? Are you still doing a little bit of pad work? Are you still doing a little bit of light training? Or is it just pretty much just getting your head right and ready for the fight?
Right now, I'm just staying sharp. I'm doing still pad work with my Muay Thai coach. Little wrestling drills here and there. But pretty much not going hard, just staying sharp. Mm-hmm. Very light.
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to be fighting Terrion Ware. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
I think he's very tough. He's 3-1, 4-1. I'm his toughest test. I feel like it's going to be a good fight for me coming back from the UFC. Mm-hmm. So it's a perfect fight for me. Mm-hmm.
You fought in the bigger shows, you fought the better competition, and you also have just a bigger volume of fights. You've been in there more times. How much of an advantage is your experience in this fight?
I feel like it's probably the biggest advantage I have is my experience over him. I've been in, deeper water than he has. This is his first time doing 3 5s. I've done 5 5s 3 times in a row when I fought for King of the Cage. And after that, it just turned your mentality to a whole different kind of animal. So I feel like he's kind of lacking experience.
Mm-hmm. Now, outside of experience, what are some other areas that you feel that you have an advantage in?
I feel like I'm better than everywhere. Mm-hmm. If it goes to the ground, I feel like I could put him away there. And I feel like my stand-up is better as well. Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, you're very confident. You took this fight because this is a fight that you obviously think you can win, but what are some things that you think that you need to be aware of, and I don't want to say worried, but be cautious of him doing? What do you think he brings that you need to be aware of?
I would think his stand-up, he has some different techniques that he uses that are good. He has good kicks. He's pretty fast, but I feel that, I fought faster guys than him regarding, I fought, at 125, and fighting at 125 and 135, the speed is so much different. Fighting Tamelia, his speed was just a lot different from everybody else, so I know what that like. So him saying he's going to be faster than me, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Now, you were there live at his last fight. How much more did that help you, just seeing him live in person rather than just watching him on film? Did you get any better of a feel from being there live, last fight for him?
Yeah, I like to do my homework, and me going there to see him live probably maybe got in his head as well. Oh, this guy's doing his homework, to see all my tricks. But, I got to see a little bit about him. The thing is, you can't really go off a little bit off of that fight because it's a little different kind of rules.
Sure.
IFS is, boxing, 1 round, kickboxing, 2nd round, and then MMA, 3rd round, so it's a little different. Mm-hmm. So, kind of can't really go off of that because it's going to be different,
Mm-hmm. Sure. I understand. And it was also fought in a ring, so this will be okay, so, yeah.
But I saw some rules that he has on some things, though.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jared, I'm just curious, why did you decide to sign with Bama USA? Is it because you had a history with them, you fought for them in the past? Is it because they're a local show and you wanted to fight in front of your friends and family? Is it because they weren't going to lock you down to a long-term deal? Why exactly did you sign with Bama USA, and is this a multiple-fight deal, or is it just a one-off?
It's a one-fight deal. I fought with them in the past for their first event. Brett Roberts, he's a cool guy. I consider him as a friend, so I turned to him and said, I want to fight and get my way back to the UFC, and he agrees, and he's willing to help me to do that. And I had a few guys that didn't take the fight, but he did, so I'm thankful on that. And I asked for a decent guy and a decent record. I don't want to fight guys that are with the records upside down. I don't believe in that, so...
Now, is this fight going to be at 125 or 135?
It's going to be at 135.
And is that the weight that you plan on continuing at? And fighting at 125 was just kind of, you were 0-2 in the UFC and you thought that could, re-energize your career with them? Or do you still have plans on going back down to 125?
You know what? I'm not going to say never. Possibly you could see me at 125 later in the future. But as of right now, I'm just here to just rack up some wins. But I'm going to stay at 135 right now.
How much weight do you have to cut to make 135?
20.
So,
and obviously 20 for 25 would be 30 pounds.
Okay. And now this fight, close to home, fighting in front of friends and family, does that add pressure for you, or does it motivate you and pump you up to put on a better show? Which one?
It pumps me up, and coming from the big show, from the UFC, nothing compares to that type of experience and pressure. I mean, if you can deal with that, I feel like you can deal with anything. So I feel this fight's gonna be good. I'm very motivated, and all my fans and family are gonna be there, so it pumps me more.
Now, when you were fighting for the UFC, did friends and family, did they travel to your fights, or did you just stay home and watch them on TV or the internet?
No, I had a big following. I had about a good 40 people would come out and support me. From fighting in Tennessee, Miami, and even in Las Vegas as well. So I had a pretty big following of my family.
That's good. That's good. And Terrion Ware, he's coming into this fight with basically nothing to lose, everything to gain. If he beats you, great, good for him. He wasn't supposed to beat you. If he loses to you, well, he lost to a guy who's been in the big shows before and has more experience. How much more dangerous does that make him?
He has all the advantages to him because he has nothing to lose. And when I fought Mike Eason, sometimes it brings the best out of you because you're going to just be you. You don't have nothing to worry about. When I fought Mike Easton, I wasn't supposed to win that fight. I wasn't supposed to even have a chance. And I went in there and, I'm just going to have fun with it. And the nerves didn't get to me. I had nothing going for me. And, it was my best performance. And it could be his best performance, too. So it could be extremely dangerous as well.
Terrion Ware, he's, I guess you could call him a striker. I don't really know that a lot about him, but from what I know about him, he is a striker. You like to stand and bang. Is that what you're anticipating, or are you just not going in there, really thinking about anything? You're just kind of prepared for everything.
My whole intention is obviously to bang with people. But I'm just trying to maybe, we'll see what happens. If he leaves his hips out, I might go for the takedown. But mixed martial arts, I'm trying to evolve as a fighter, and I'm just trying to not just be a banger. I'm trying to get my ground game where it's supposed to be, my wrestling. So you're going to see little tricks here and there. They're exciting.
Your goal is obviously to make it back to the UFC. In this fight, what are you looking to prove, and what are you looking to showcase in this one?
My goal right now is to obviously to finish this fight. That's my goal, to let people know I can finish fights, and so that is my goal.
And now with the UFC, they're making all these cuts right now, and I heard that they're going to cut another 100 fighters from the guys that they already cut. So it could be a little bit of a long time before they would even consider bringing a guy like you back, somebody who had just recently been cut. Are you prepared for this kind of long road, or do you think that it's not going to be that long, and it's just once they get by this 100, they'll start picking up guys?
You know what? I feel that they're overstacking guys, and they got some need to release people, but they know that I come to fight all the time, so they know that all my fights that I had with them were all fight of the night material. I'm 2 for 3 out of fight of the night bonuses, and I feel that once I'm ready and they think that they want to give me a call, or my manager gives them a call, I feel like they will pick me up. But I'm in no rush. Before I was in a rush. I'm not in a rush to get back. If it takes me a good year, I'll be happy with that. I just want to continue to get better, and that's it. So.
Now, Jared, are you more hungry now to make it back to the UFC than you were being hungry going in? Like when you were working your way up, trying to make it to the UFC, you're obviously very hungry to get in there. But now that you've had this experience, now that you've had a taste of what the big show is, would you say that you're more hungry now than you were then to get into the UFC?
I would say my hunger to get back is probably more, but my intention, I'll put it this way, my intentions of getting better is better than it was now. Before I was just, okay, I think I'm good, I'm going to go. But I'm not in a rush to get there, but my whole goal is to get there is better than it was then. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure, definitely. And now, what adjustments have you made to your game and to your outlook on fighting from the experiences that you had in the UFC?
Yeah, not to take it so serious. I would take it really serious. More have fun with it. That's number one. Probably not. How do I say? I guess being nicer to my opponents than being an asshole. I guess that's one. I'm learning as I go with it. Obviously my ground game needs to work in my wrestling, so I'm working on that. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm working on, and mostly going over film after fights as well. Before I would never go over my film. Now I'm going over my film and seeing why this happened, this happened. So those are the things that I'm working on.
And now, what's your main motivation to get back to the UFC? Is it just because it's the largest mixed martial arts organization in the world, and that's where really you can make a great living, and that's where all the money is and all the exposure and all that stuff? Or is it just because you went there 0-3? You're not the first guy to go 0-3. You're definitely not the last guy to go 0-3 and then be cut. Is it just because you didn't have that kind of success that you were hoping for? What exactly is the motivation to get back there?
Number one, I want to prove everybody that I do belong there, and as of right now, it seems like I don't. So that's, I want to shut the critics up. And also, I believe, that's where you make the money. I mean, you got like Eric Perez, who just got, he's 3-0, he just re-signed with the UFC, new contract. He's making 18 and 18. I mean, that could definitely be a guy like me. It's like I see that, and it's like, man, it's like, that should be me, but obviously it's not right now, and I feel like it's going to be me to make money like that after, his third fight. But, I want to compete with the best, and I feel like I am one of the best guys. I just need to prove it.
Just curious, why didn't you go back with King of the Cage? Was it just because they were trying to lock you down into a big deal, or was it just they didn't come contact you? I'm just curious why.
We didn't really we didn't get in contact with each other, and I'm sure if I did, I would be able to fight for them. So.
Oh, I see. And Jared, obviously not looking past Terrion Ware at all, but I've got to ask you, Ulysses Gomez. He's out there. He was released by the UFC. He's right now on the regional circuit. Is that a fight that interests you?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we're on good terms, but a fight's a fight. He's a cool guy. I believe he'll be back as well as I will.
Okay, that's good. And Jared, last thing before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you want to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
My sponsor is drharrisonlee.com. My training partners over at Gracie Ball Hall, Burbank, Encino, SK Golden Boys, PKG Training Center, Sports West, Strength and Conditioning, Results Fitness, Strength and Conditioning, and my manager, Darren Harvey. And I want to thank you as well for taking the time to give me this great interview.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And Jared, sorry, I lied. This wasn't the last question. There's a couple more that just popped into my head. The first one is, you mentioned your manager, Darren Harvey. So when the UFC released you, was he the one who broke the news to you, or did Sean Shelby call you? How did that all work?
Darren called Sean, and Sean said, he's going to be released, and I guess needs a few fights to get back. And I guess if I fought a top 10 guy, I wouldn't have got released, he said. So that's what I guess what they said.
And was it the basic speech that they give everybody that they cut? Hey, go out, be exciting, get some wins, and then we'll bring you back. Was that basically what you got?
Yeah, I left good on good terms with them. I'm always exciting. I always come to fight. I don't believe in being boring. I'd rather lose giving everything I have than being boring and laying on a guy and win. So they know what's up. So yeah.
And also, your coach, Alberto Crane, he had a similar UFC stint as you did. He was 0-2 when he was there. How much has he helped you get through this time, and what kind of words of encouragement has he given to you to get through this time?
It was very hard. It was very hard for me to do it when I got released. I was really kind of upset. He just told me, it's just your time to work on things, and you'll be back. You're young. So right now I'm taking advantage of that, getting better, improving, and so.
Well, Jared, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck at Bama USA Bad Beat 8 against Terrion Ware this Friday night.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.